Hi, welcome to Cookbook Club. My name is Chris Ying. I'm here with Khushbu Shah, the author of AMRIKAN, this fantastic new volume from which we have cooked KERALAN Egg Curry.
The slightly deranged Chris Ying version.
Okay, we may have modified a few things. This is a KERALAN Egg
KERALAN Egg Curry. Kerala is a state in India in the south, so this one is like nice and coconutty, has a lot of curry leaves. It's still very delicious. Also, a lot of Kerala food isn't extremely spicy. I think there's this like misconception that all Indian food is like extremely spicy. It's just well spiced.
So speaking of spices, what are we doing? We're toasting some coriander?
We're gonna toast some coriander and some fennel.
How much coriander do you want to toast?
2 tablespoons of each.
There's 1, there's 2.
Equal parts.
We're gonna toast those in a dry pan.
They're gonna smell really good, yeah. And then we're gonna mix them with some powdered spices, but we don't wanna toast those spices because those will burn. The Kashmiri red chili powder and the turmeric.
Got it. I assume we're just looking for some fragrance.
Fragrance, a little toastiness, a little browniness.
Okay. Egg curry means like the same way you would say a chicken curry. It's just like the egg is the main protein ingredient. The egg is just what? Hard-boiled egg in the curry?
Yes, in a gravy.
Okay. In a gravy.
In a gravy.
Egg curries, I feel like, are a little bit not the first thing people think of.
No, people don't realize that India actually has like an incredible canon of egg dishes. Like you could write an entire cookbook about Indian egg dishes, but...
Which I have. You can check out Chris's Indian Egg Dishes, wherever you get your fine books. KERALAN Egg Curry.
Yes.
Is like the gravy, the sauce itself, is it specifically for egg, or will you find like that same sort of flavor profile with other proteins?
No, you can find it with other proteins too, but it's just like it's one of those dishes that comes together really quickly. Okay. It's very like weeknight food, yeah.
But the flavor of this curry is like pretty emblematically KERALAN.
Yeah, very coconut.
Okay, I'm getting the rest of our aromatics ready. How much ginger do we want?
You know, like a good inch of ginger, just like grated.
Ginger.
Here's the thing, Indians just use ginger and garlic paste more often than not. You can find that at any Indian store. You can make it yourself. You can put it in a food processor and just freeze little cubes of it, which is what I do.
Because it's like so...
Because it's like annoying.
So much, yeah, this is a pain in the butt.
Unless you really enjoy it and find it therapeutic. But, okay, this is looking pretty toasty, smelling pretty fragrant.
I got you.
So nice.
How hot is this thing? Not that hot or okay?
Not that bad.
I'm gonna say this. That's more than 2 tablespoons of that I put in there for sure.
Okay, we're not gonna use all of this.
So then you're gonna add your Kashmiri
red chili powder, which is like a slightly milder red chili powder, very frequently used in Indian cooking. You can use like a mix of like paprika, cayenne if you want, but Kashmiri red chili powder also has like a really nice floral note to it. So it actually has flavor and heat. And so it's like worth investing in if you like Indian food.
And turmeric, which is an ingredient that was first discovered by the
yoga
community in America.
It's actually Gwyneth Paltrow. She invented turmeric, yeah.
Thank you to Gwyneth.
Thank you, Gwenny. Thank you, Goop.
So you want me to just grate some ginger?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have some serrano chilies.
Yeah, and some garlic, also minced.
All right, so a little ginger, which I'll put aside up here in my storage area. And then you want some minced garlic?
Some minced garlic, please.
I'm gonna guess 4 cloves.
4 cloves. This is actually based off of a recipe from this restaurant in Chicago that I love called Batu.
That's like a Chicago dog restaurant on the south side?
Not in the south side.
But it's a Chicago hot dog restaurant?
It's not a Chicago hot dog restaurant either, but it is a Chicago restaurant.
So deep dish pizza?
Yes, deep dish pizza.
Italian beefs?
Yes.
What has been the recipe, as people have sort of started giving you feedback? I was saying to you before, my brother and his girlfriend are huge fans of the book.
I was truly honored.
What has been the recipe that people, as you've gotten feedback, have sort of like...
We should call Brother Yang.
Surprised to...
The recipes that have really taken off is the one that I'm honestly the most genius for, which is the saag paneer lasagna.
Saag paneer lasagna?
Saag paneer lasagna.
But that's behind the paywall. That's like the...
Yeah, that's the one you have to buy the book for.
That's the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's so good. I made it for Thanksgiving last year for my family, and my mom ate it and like stopped and looked at me and goes, Khushbu, this is actually good. So that's when you know. That is the highest praise one can ever get.
All right, that is high praise. I'm still waiting for that from my mom.
You're still waiting for it, I understand.
So, you've done nothing since I've been mincing this.
What are you talking about? It is ground.
She has made no progress in here whatsoever. And then you want me to add some of this to it. How much?
Yeah. 1 tablespoon of each.
1 tablespoon.
Can we maybe like take out half of that though? Because you definitely put in way too much. And then you're gonna put it into my recipe and mess it up. and then be like, oh, this doesn't taste right. It tastes too fennelly.
You know what? You know
That's
what's-
my Chris Ying
You know what's
impression.
really gonna make it taste too fennelly? All these uncrushed fennel seeds in here that you didn't address.
That looks so ground to me. What are you talking about? People should get in here. That looks ground. Thank you. With a couple fennel seeds. For texture.
All right, so a tablespoon of this.
Yeah, tablespoon of that. Wow, you're a really accurate measurer here. Really.
You think someone's gonna taste the difference right there?
Yeah. Put that to the side. While you mince a serrano, I'm actually going to,
Leave?
yes. Let's just look at Chris's knife skills really closely right now.
Viewers of this channel have seen plenty of my lack of knife skills already.
Oh, it's actually pretty, okay, fine. Maybe he knows what he's doing sometimes. But make
Stop,
sure,
you're gonna make me chop my finger off.
just make sure to wash your hands after you mince serranos. Do not touch your eyes or
don't.
your nose.
Maybe you're into that kind of thing.
Whew.
And then we're gonna do an onion. You wanna blitz the onion in the food processor because you want it more
Yeah, it's my favorite
pureed
trick.
than chopped?
Yeah, the amount of work it takes to mince an actual onion when you want, also you need 2 onions for this recipe. It's much more fun to just kind of have the onion and toss it in a food processor.
Okay.
And then you do the same with tomatoes. I only whip out the food processor if I have to if I can food process multiple things. Otherwise, not worth it. I like to kind of quarter them.
So you were saying this recipe was inspired by a restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah, it's one of the only, there's not a lot of regional Indian food in America. And they're one of the few that actually does Kerala food.
And then some tomatoes.
You can prep them by cutting them in half if you want.
Wanna see
Or
me
blitz
juggle?
them separately though.
Want to see me juggle them?
Oh, sure. Can you juggle?
Nope.
We're about to find out.
Oh my God!
Oh, wait, that was actually pretty good.
I've literally never juggled.
I like to blitz it, not where it's like pureed, but still a little chunky.
This thing is
It's pretty powerful.
intense.
Wow, this is actually pretty. No, after. Wow. Must do them separately.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm more of like an
'Cause you gotta
integrated ingredient
You
kind of
gotta
person.
cook down the onions
Cool.
first.
It's cool. We need,
Not
we need
Ying,
some...
just ruining these
Oh,
recipes.
coconut oil, right? That's the thing, the oil of choice
Yeah,
here?
I mean, it's delicious because we're using coconut milk, but you can use any neutral oil you like. Ghee also works really well, but I like a little coconut oil.
Oh, you like a little or you like a lot of coconut oil?
A good amount, a healthy amount of coconut oil.
So aromatics in.
Yes.
And talk about curry leaves.
It's one of those things that's like technically optional in like every Indian recipe, low key, but like is worth having. Very easy to source off the internet. Very easy to source at your local Indian store. Dried works perfectly well. Fresh ones you can freeze really easily.
We stole these ones.
That's great. Okay, now we can add in the onion.
So now she wants the onion.
How's that going? Do you want the spatula? Teamwork
Spatula
makes
me in there.
the dream work.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're gonna cook down the onion, but while you're doing that, you can blitz the tomatoes.
The curry my parents make at home is like a Macanese style curry.
Okay.
And I always love it specifically because very gingery.
Oh.
I really like ginger in a curry. Like,
Yeah.
you don't find it in like not every culture's curry has ginger in it, but I
No.
love curry. Like,
But the strong cultures, they got ginger.
fuck, I gotta do this.
It's really easy, actually.
How do you lock this part in? Oh, here we go. It's
No,
this part.
there you go. Good job, Chris. Like, can we just say for the record that I got that faster?
I can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, pretty good. You don't need it to be pureed. I mean, you could also totally use canned tomatoes if you don't have good fresh tomatoes too. But fresh just tastes better. Okay.
How are we doing?
We're doing great. We're gonna cook down the onions a little bit more though. There's like a marker in Indian food where like the oil starts to separate, especially from the tomato onion gravy. That's when you know things are done. But this just needs a little bit more, and then we'll add in the tomatoes.
Okay. You know, you're cooking and someone comes over and they're like, oh, it smells so good in here.
Yeah.
And you're like, literally
Duh.
all it is like, I've got some onions in this
Garlic,
pan.
yeah.
It smells so good. And I feel like that's the candle my wife lit over there. Like, I haven't done anything yet.
Okay, we do add the spice mixture into the onions, and then you want to get those nice and coated. You could add it in with the tomatoes too, honestly. Indian food is pretty flexible. It's like not so picky in the way that like French food can be like really picky.
Yeah.
Like Indian food is not so crazy. Like you can mess up the order on certain things and it's like fine.
This is the biggest blind spot in, I think, mine and probably a lot of
I think people think it's really
home cooks.
intimidating.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's actually honestly the whole reason I wrote this book.
Yeah.
Is to kind of prove that Indian food is not very complicated. I mean, obviously there are some complicated dishes, but the idea that like one culture's food is all just 72 ingredients and takes like 3 days to make is completely ridiculous. There's literally billions of Indians. Like people have to work. Not everyone's just sitting there like making biryani all day long. You know, that's like also not all the dishes.
But I will say this, that is an amazing thing to hear. And like to learn more of that sort of like straightforward, I don't want to say simple, but like,
weeknight cooking.
cooking. But
you can add in the tomatoes.
here's the thing for me. When I'm thinking about like, oh, I would love to be eating some form of Indian food right now, my reference point does tend to be restaurant food.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, God, I could really go for a biryani right now. You know, and like that's not, you know what I mean? Like the ones I want to make do seem complicated.
I feel like you just don't know enough Indian dishes.
Yeah, then I just give up. No, yeah, it's
Like,
probably
have you
true.
ever had egg curry before
I have
this?
not had, I don't know if I had Indian. I've had egg curries, but I don't know that I've had this specific one. Is egg curry always a hard-boiled egg?
No.
So my first thought when I saw it was like, oh, I wonder if that would be good with like a jammy soft egg. Yes or no?
If you like jammy soft eggs, yes. Here's the thing, actually. Julie Sani, who's like this legendary Indian cookbook author, she told me one time that she was basically like, Indians just really like a hard-cooked egg. Like yolks kind of gross Indians out culturally. So it's a hard-boiled egg in a lot of these dishes. Could you do a jammy egg? Sure. Will it like break apart in this? Very likely.
Could we like hard fry an egg?
Sure, if you like it that way. I think the eating experience though with the hard-boiled egg is actually like really delicious because you're gonna eat it with either rice or like a paratha of some sort. So paratha especially, like you're using your hands. So the hard-boiledness is like easy to kind of like break up.
Got it. Could we do one fried and hard-boiled for this and try it, taste it? Or will you be offended?
No, do you, boo-boo?
Do you boo-boo?
This is like where you want it to be. And now we're gonna add in the coconut milk.
And then cream as well?
No
Coconut cream? We just
No
have this
cream.
coconut cream for fun?
Where is there cream?
I don't know, we just have it there.
Oh, no. Just straight milk. Honestly, it's only like Indian dishes and restaurants that tend to have cream in them. Look at that. Ooh.
And these hard-boiled eggs, of which there are a great many.
I tend to do 6 eggs. So it's like 12 pieces, but I like a lot
Hell,
of
did we
egg
boil
in my
some
egg
eggs
curry.
for that?
This is a lot of egg, but you know, why not? Great. You can also salt them. Some people also like to pan fry the eggs, pan fry the hard-boiled egg before you put it in because it adds a little texture. You can
that's
add a little
cool.
salt or like even like spice on it. A little chopped masala would be like delicious
do a couple
on
of
it.
those too.
You could fry that in a little coconut oil. Actually, that'd be pretty
Ooh.
good. Like a
Now
coconutty egg.
we're gonna team.
Coconut oil also really good for your hair. No, seriously, that's like Indians. That's how we have our good hair. My hair is not really down today, but I do have good hair.
I want more.
More? How many eggs are you trying to fry, my guy?
2 eggs.
That is so much coconut oil.
Coconut oil tastes good, right?
I mean, yes.
Some
to
more
me.
of it. Some more of it will taste better. So just look at that. I've never done that.
Oh,
That's
I
cool.
usually fry it the other side, but yeah. It doesn't matter. Whatever you enjoy in life.
I mean, I enjoy being right. I did that wrong.
I'm just like an aesthetics girly, so I just like how it looks. Oh, okay, we're going like full. All right.
I just want to see.
Okay.
How long does the gravy simmer?
We can just let it keep simmering.
Do you
Or
want?
you can turn it off for now and then
Do we
we'll add
throw
the
the,
eggs
do we
in.
throw those in now, or do we do that towards the end?
Yeah, we can. I mean, you could throw them in just before you're ready to kind of serve it.
Okay. Well, they're pretty cold.
Okay, so then we can heat them up. Depends on how you're serving them. If you're gonna bring the pan to the pot to the table, I do like to arrange the eggs in kind of like a pretty way. See what I mean? Like a little egg floral pattern.
I hear you.
How are you gonna do the fried egg? Over easy or just like?
I'm gonna do it over hard. I think the hard.
Okay.
It makes sense what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you want me to leave this center for your fried egg?
If you don't mind.
Sure.
But look at how cool those look. Those are super cool. I've never seen
Yeah.
that before either.
Super tasty.
I love a fried hard-boiled egg.
Yeah. Definitely needs a little more salt.
The whole curry?
Yeah. But I don't want to mix it. You know what I mean?
No, come on. It's got to taste right here.
Okay, fine. Start just in the center well. It's okay. It's kind of ruined now anyways. It's fine.
It'll look pretty when we're. You know what? We'll use those to make it look pretty.
Yeah. Maybe a little more gravy.
A little more gravy.
And then
nestle a couple of these guys or these guys? Which one do you want? These ones?
one of each. One of each variety of egg. This is the most deranged Carolyn egg curry I've
Come
ever
on, this
made.
looks awesome. Do you not like this version? It looks pretty cool, I think. All right, so I'm gonna throw this big old, look at that, there's 3 different kinds of eggs on here. We'll throw some fried curry leaves on top. I'm gonna go the standard egg, just to see, no, that's not the standard.
No, that's the standard egg.
This is the standard egg, to see if I, you know,
Like what it actually
try
tastes
the
like.
original.
I think, yeah, we go classic.
Okay,
Thoughts?
I get it immediately.
This is your fried egg. Honestly, I think the fried egg is gonna work really well. Is it delicious?
I think that little bit of crunchy egg white is so good, right?
Delicious.
That's dope.
But frying it in coconut oil is a move.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's a vibe.
So is it safe to say, in the second printing of this book,
There's gonna be a hard fried egg. Yeah. Also, what's cool about this recipe though is like if you make everything before you added the eggs, you can just freeze it and then you can heat it up whenever you like want egg curry, and you can just throw in the eggs when you're like ready for it. Basically, this book is essentially auntie hacks and like Indian stoner food, low key.
So, AMRIKAN, 125 recipes from stoned Indian aunties, available wherever you find your books. Khushbu, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I gotta go wash my face off.
And I gotta go reevaluate life and go to medical school. Yeah.